Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/thebarn. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thebarn.
Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Toti.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
And first and foremost, we've got a great show lined up for you, but we want to send out a little love and some thank yous.
Oh my gosh, 1.1K followers on our Facebook page. Be sure to like it, Parkland Podcast on Facebook. And that's where we stand on our recording day on Friday. What is today? June the 14th. And tons of love on YouTube, the YouTube channel. Go to the barn. That's where you'll see the Parkland Podcast. And I know for me, it's been great going out into the public and everybody's like, hey, celebrity, blah, blah, blah. I'd only imagine what it's like for you right now, dude.
Oh, it's fun. Everywhere I go, people want to know. That's the biggest question I get right now is, how do I find the link? Where do I go? How do I do it? And it's been pretty fun.
Absolutely. And we, as we move a little bit along in the show, we're going to ask some questions about where we're seeing some downloads and some views. And I'm very curious about who our fan is in Stockholm, Sweden.
That's a Stockholm syndrome. We've got Stockholm syndrome going on, don't we?
Going on.
We've got friends, listeners and viewers and whatnot all across the country, too.
We do. Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York City, all over the place. And again, thank you so much for not only listening, but all the liking and sharing that's going on as well. Great show today. A local mayor is facing impeachment hearings. The St. Francois County Sheriff Dan Bullock will be our first guest in our election preview as we look ahead to the August election. And it's also Fair Week in St. Francois County, and we'll talk to some members of the St. Francois County Fairboard to get you ready for that big event. All this and more coming up now on the Parkland Podcast. First off, Mark, we want to make sure that we thank our sponsors, and this is our first sponsor, and it was a perfect fit, both name-wise and just exactly what they do, and that's Parkland Pharmacy, local pharmacy at its finest. They have 6 locations in southeast Missouri in Desloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville, and they are the premier sponsor of this year's Firecracker Run, hosted by Park Hills Leadington Chamber of Commerce, and we're both customers of this fine pharmacy.
Absolutely. Marty and Lisa are wonderful people. I go to the Farmington Parkland Pharmacy. I deal with Julie Berghaus. There is not a better human being than Julie Berghaus. Not just her, but her whole family. They're just great people. I love dealing with them.
And this is truly a locally owned pharmacy. The owners work in the stores daily. They love giving back to their communities, and customer service is paramount for them. We also have some giveaways that we're going to do in the future from Parkland Pharmacy, including the skinny syrups. Have you heard about the skinny syrups on TikTok?
I don't know, but I could use some skinny syrups.
Yeah, I could too.
I've had plenty of the other kinds. I need some of the skinny ones.
So we're going to be giving some of those away, as well as their warmies that they have. Parkland Pharmacy, local pharmacy at its finest. Also want to thank Nicholson Heating and Air. Fast, reliable, and transparent. That's the Nicholson way. You can schedule anytime, anywhere online at callnicholson.com. Their phone number is 573-756-3599, and they have no dispatch fees. Nicholson Heating and Air sponsoring the Parkland Podcast.
Dylan Nicholson is a great guy. He gets involved. This whole business gets involved in a lot of different things. But one of the coolest things, I was ringing the bell for the United Way of St. Francois County. And whenever little kids would come up, I would always ask them to ring the bell with me.
Yeah.
And moms and dads would always want to take pictures. And I would have somebody take a picture with my phone so we could put it on the United Way website. And I was at a chamber meeting, and I was telling some people that I really love it when I can take pictures of little kids ringing the bell. I think it's so neat. And we have some of the cutest kids around this area. And he goes, yeah, Dylan goes, yeah, I'm pretty partial to that one little blonde you had on. I said, really? She goes, it's my daughter.
Ah, yes, yes.
And she was wonderful. So Dylan, thank you for letting us use your daughter to ring the bell for the United Way.
Absolutely. She'll be a lifelong volunteer. Join the Premier Club. Members enjoy lots of great advantages, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the podcast. E&A Collectibles. Now, they're located inside the factory in Farmington. You can search E&A on Facebook. E&A Collectibles, the premier collectible store offering comics, manga, toys, and so much more, conveniently located inside the factory at 200 West 1st Street. And you worked with Ethan's dad, is that right, at J98?
Yeah, Todd.
I guess I did too, right?
Yeah.
He was there as of a little while ago, right?
Yeah, Todd's been there for a while. Ethan, I've done a little business with him. I had some old comic books that were just sitting around the house, and he said, I collect comic books. So I did that. And he's got all kinds of really awesome, amazing things in that store. It's way more than just comic books. He's always out shopping, going to, different events, looking for what's new, what's hot, what's not. And if you like just to look around and shop, you can spend an hour in there and not cover everything that's in there.
E&A Collectibles, located in the factory in Farmington. And Jerry's Fireworks. They're the ones that make your 4th of July party work. For over 60 years, Jerry's Fireworks has provided the area with beautiful displays and help make the memories of summer. Visit Jerry's this year at the Leadington Superstore, right at the Leadington exit. As Uncle Sam says, shop Jerry's Fireworks for the largest selection at the lowest price.
They've been doing it for years. They are one of the premier fireworks dealers in the area.
I don't know of any others that exist personally. I've never heard of any. Very good. All right, so they are all our fine sponsors of this episode of the Parkland Podcast. Man, we can't thank you enough. We really appreciate it, and we hope that your business will continue to grow.
And if you are out there and you're hearing this and you'd like to be a sponsor of our program, we would love to have you join us.
Highlight for you from the first episode, anything that people have asked you about or said, oh, wow, I didn't know that, or anything like that comes to mind?
To me, the whole experience was a highlight, but the thing I'm hearing more about is the Charlie Daniels interview.
Yeah, because that's a great story, and I knew as I was kind of setting you up, it's like, oh, man, yeah, tell the Charlie Daniels story, get that worked in there. So yeah, I was glad you could share, and we got one of those coming up here in a little bit, don't we?
Maybe not quite as good, but entertaining.
Very good. And actually, too, we have a name for that segment courtesy of one of your Facebook friends.
Yes, and it's not a for sure name, but
you don't like it, do you?
Well, you're springing this on me now, so I can't wait to hear this.
Toti-ly, awesome radio stories.
That's Laura McLean.
Yes,
she is wonderful. She has her own podcast too. We'll talk about that.
She does. Oh, great.
We'll talk about that down the road. She's my hiking buddy and just a real sweetheart.
Toti-ly. Awesome radio stories.
Yeah.
Somebody blush.
Here we go.
Well, give me a totally awesome radio story. So what's something cool that happened to you during your illustrious radio career?
Art Linkletter. Kids say the darndest things. I was doing my morning show one day, and a group of kids from the Central School District. This is years ago now. I think these little kids, 7 or 8 at the time, are all in their 20s and 30s now. But anyway, they came down, they took a tour of the station, they asked me questions, and one of the most important questions they asked me was, what happens if you have to go to the bathroom? And I said, well, you put on a really long song and you go to the bathroom and you hope you make it back in time. Yeah. So the tour ends, and about a week later, we get all these personal thank you cards from the kids. And if there were 30 thank you cards, on at least 20 of them, It says, "Thank you for the radio tour. What I learned the most was if you have to go to the bathroom in radio, you need to play a really long song." That's story number one.
Okay.
Story number two, another class comes in for a radio interview. And at the time on KREI, we had a highway patrolman in, and he was all dressed up in his uniform, had his pistol by his side, had his handcuffs there, and he was doing an interview. And we went over and introduced him, and the kids were quite impressed with this sergeant from the highway patrol. And all of a sudden, kids say the darndest things, all of a sudden, one of the little boys there pointed at his handcuffs, and he says, "My mom has a pair just like that in her bedroom." That was the end of the interview.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That is a true story. I cannot make that up. So those are two totally awesome stories. And then with Tracy Bird coming to the St. Francois County Fair, this one I should have put this one on first, but Tracy Bird and Terry Clark were in concert the same year at Country Days about 20 years ago at the fairgrounds. And a good buddy of mine, Terry Clark, had just come back from Better Bodies or someplace like that, working out. And the guy, my good buddy Ronnie Harris, says, "Terry, can I have a picture of you real quick before I leave?" And she goes, "Dude, I'm just wearing a sports bra." It's like, maybe later. And then right before the show, Tracy and Terry were together by the tour bus, and I was over there talking to them, finding out what they wanted me to say as I introduced them on stage. And I said, "Can I get a picture too?" And they said, "Sure." Well, as I went to put my arms around them, I was in the middle. My hands, quite accidentally, I might add, brushed up against a part of Terry Clark's body.
Yes.
In her southern regions, let's just say. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry." And she said, "No problem." And I don't know how I should say this, so I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
She says, "Just don't grab my ass." And before, sometimes your mouth says something before your brain can tell you not.
Yeah.
I said, "Terry, I'm never washing this arm again."
Hey, there you go. That a boy.
So there you go. Those are my Toti stories for today.
Very good. Those stories were truly, Toti-ly awesome.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Imagine a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Time now to check news here on the Parkland Podcast. News is brought to you by Nicholson Heating and Air. Unlike other HVAC companies that charge $75 to $200 just to show up, Nicholson Heating and Air believe in transparent pricing with no hidden costs. Get expert HVAC service without the extra fees. Ask about the Premier Membership Club, where you pay just $99 a year or $9.99 a month, and you enjoy great membership benefits like annual heating and AC inspection, 15% discount on all Nicholson services, priority 24/7 emergency heating and air service, and so much more. Give them a call today. Nicholson Heating and Air, fast, reliable, and transparent. That's the Nicholson way. We begin with news, and we start with Desloge Mayor Pete Pasternak being impeached during the Desloge City Council meeting this week. Mark, I was trying to think back. Have we had a local impeachment of a mayor that you can remember that has happened in our area? I'm struggling to come to mind with one.
Not so much an impeachment, but there was a big controversy years ago in Farmington, and that led to the resignation of Charlie Rorex as mayor. It was not an impeachment, but he did resign from office following a controversy.
Okay, so with Pete Pasternak, this was brought up during the open session of Monday's city council meeting, and basically they handled a couple of items within their agenda. And then Alderman John Wigger brought up impeaching the mayor, Pete Pasternak. That vote eventually made it. 5 of 6 of the aldermen voting for the impeachment process to begin of Pete Pasternak. Newest alderman Debbie Kester, the only vote no for impeachment to go on. And so this will be going on for a while. It was mentioned during the meeting publicly, the Board of Aldermen bringing this about because of the personal conduct of the mayor. So this is a developing story that's going to take a while to sort out.
Clarification purposes, has he been impeached or has the process started?
The process has started. I think the articles of impeachment have been drawn up, but that is going to start at a later date. Pasternak was asked if he wanted to resign from his position before the meeting, and he said no. So he's going to fight this impeachment process.
We'll have more on that as it becomes available. That's not the only thing people are talking about.
Yeah, Ashley Parmalee, she is the woman from southern Jefferson County who is facing charges of killing both of her 2 small children over the Memorial Day weekend holiday. And according to our friends at KFMO News, the 36-year-old is facing those charges related to a double homicide that happened on May 28th. And what they're doing is because I believe she was a Lake Timberline resident. That's where one of the deceased was found. The other was in Jefferson County. They're going to go ahead and put the charges together and have it in one venue in Jefferson County, which I think makes sense for multiple reasons.
And again, as court proceedings continue with that, we'll have more. A shout out to Mike Ramsey at KFMO News. He does a great job.
Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we want to mention on our local news? The Homestead Restaurant, a place where I'm sure you have, and I know I have, enjoyed many fine meals.
Fried chicken, baby.
Oh, that fried chicken from Dwayne Rosner. So good. Remember that? Were you at the Chamber, Bonterre Chamber meeting when he won an award? Or
I may have been.
You may have been.
I've been to way too many chamber meetings to remember them all.
That was the night he won the award, and after he won the award, I was like, man, Dwayne, I really need some chicken right now. Can you get me some chicken? But they had the fire back on October the 10th, and a lot of people have been wondering when they will be open back for business. And according to a statement on their Facebook page, which was released on June the 9th, it's with great sadness I must confirm that Homestead Restaurant will remain temporarily closed. This is certainly not the news that they had hoped to deliver. So Homestead looking for a place to relocate. So if you got a place you want to put Homestead, I'd welcome them into my kitchen if they'd be willing to.
I'd be willing to be a taste tester for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Some other things to let you know about. Lead Belt Materials milling in Farmington. I guess that's to prepare for some road improvements that they're making. I know, like, towards the end of school, my route on Carlton Street had been milled over. So I guess that's part of that process, right, Mark?
Yes. And this is what they do every year. They go in, they mill the streets down, and then they'll come back, because I think they did like a little over 7 miles worth of streets in Farmington this year. Now they're going to go back and pave them over just to get better streets in the long run.
Also working on the sewers, too. Sewer flushings happening. I know there was a lot of water on the roadways on Tuesday. We ran into each other at the Civic Center, took our little picture in front of the fire hydrant. I'm assuming that's some of the sewer flushing they're doing?
I would assume that that's to be the case. I don't know 100% for sure, but again, that's something that they do on a semi-regular basis as well, get all the impurities out and whatnot.
And if you get Farmington Water, you are going to have a fee coming soon to your water bill, and I believe that's through the Missouri Department of Natural Resources.
Yeah, it's a fee that they have to charge. It'll be on your June bill, Farmington residents, and it is from the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. Thanks to Kristen for sending us all of that information.
Yeah, great. A couple of shout-outs, a couple of local residents getting appointments to some prestigious boards in the state of Missouri. Jason Schott of St. Genevieve has been appointed to the Governor's Council on Disability, and Gerald Poor II of Bonne Terre appointed to the Administrative Hearing Commission for the state of Missouri.
Yeah, congratulations. Love it when local folks do good things.
Yeah. You got any other news that we need to get out there? Some
not ready for prime time news.
Yeah.
This is a feel-good story.
I love to feel good.
This is a feel-good story. True love has no limitations. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
The collective age of the bride and groom was nearly 200. But World War II veteran Harold Terrence and his sweetheart, Jeannie Swerlin, proved that love is eternal as they got married this past Saturday, inland of the D-Day beaches in Normandy, France. Their respective ages, he's 100, she's 96. Terrence calls it the best day of his life. But the best part of this story, on her way to the nuptials, the bubbly bride-to-be said, "It's not just for young people, love, you know. We get butterflies too. And we also get a little action."
Whoa!
There you go.
Hey, whoa!
True love and a little action.
Good for them. Good for them. And that's... Oh, go ahead.
You know, I was just going to say a little trivia for you. For just around the water cooler. I was thinking about this the other day. I was looking through my wallet, and I noticed that I had quite a few $1 bills in my wallet.
Really?
That means like two.
Oh, okay.
That means like two.
Uh-huh.
So I Googled this. How many $1 bills do you think there are in circulation?
Oh, gosh. Billions?
11.7 billion $1 bills, 8.9 billion $20 bills, and 11.5 $100 bills.
Huh.
There you go.
Wow.
Just a little useless trivia for you.
Absolutely. Useless trivia here on the Parkland Podcast. All right, so that's your latest news here, again brought to you by Nicholson Heating and Air. Chad's out of the room right now, so we should probably talk good about him, right? Don't want to give him a big head.
I'll tell you what, he's a heck of a guy, and I love the barn. I had no idea it existed until we started recording this podcast, but what a great... And I had several people say the barn looks amazing when they watch this. So thank you, Chad, very much. And... love the Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. I've bought like 4 of these since the show started, because now I see them. And my daughter Lucy thought she loves to play the pranks on her older brothers, and she thought, oh, this looks like an energy drink or something with alcohol in it, and so. We set up a little prank where Lucy got to take a drink out of this after I told her, "Oh no, don't drink that. It's not good for you." And then my son James freaked out. "She's drinking alcohol, Dad!" So they had a lot of fun with that Liquid Death. It is actually mountain water. It is totally and completely consumable by everybody. But we love Liquid Death, and we love the barn, and we love Chad, and we're so thankful that he lets us hang out here.
We also love Nicholson Heating and Air because they're also sponsoring our birthdays and anniversaries.
Birthdays, anniversaries brought to you by Nicholson Heating and Air. Fast, reliable, transparent. That's the Nicholson way. Schedule anytime, anywhere, online at callnicholson.com. 756-3599. 756-3599. Nicholson Heating and Air. Who do you have celebrating a birthday today or this week, I guess? Yes.
Yeah. Monday birthdays include Sue Henson. She's married to Dennis Henson. They do a lot of good work with the Farmington Pet Adoption Center. So, Sue, good morning to you and happy birthday week to you. Happy birthday to Corey Peel. She celebrates a birthday today. She's a chiropractor, or a Carrie, I should say. She's a chiropractor. Used to be in the Farmington area, and now she's in St. Louis.
She gave our son Jonas an adjustment on the way home from the hospital.
Nice.
Yeah. So
it was Carrie Flanagan, and then she got married.
Peel, yes.
Laura Kennedy, and I can't really pronounce her, Mackinder. She went to Farmington High School. Mm-hmm. She was good friends with Jill Ferguson, who is now Jill Bender, who was a fantastic volleyball player. And she worked at Pasta House. So I saw her through Jill, and I saw her a lot at the Pasta House. Hi, Nancy Sylvie.
Hi,
she
Nancy.
celebrates a birthday Monday. Tuesday, Rachel Pinkley celebrates a birthday today. She has two of the cutest kids ever in Cora and Ash. So happy birthday to you, Rachel, from your kids, your mom, who looks more like your slightly older sister, and your actual sister and your brother. My niece, my very first ever niece, Stephanie Darst, celebrates a birthday on Tuesday. She lives in the St. Charles County area. Suzanne Baker celebrates a birthday on Tuesday. I've gotten to know Suzanne over the last couple of months. Wonderful girl, has a heart of gold, gets involved in a lot of different events. Wednesday, J.R. Wright. You know his brother, probably Levi?
Levi, oh yeah, I know Levi.
Yeah, J.R. He got involved in singing competitions with
Orville Wright.
No, he's the popcorn guy.
Oh, okay.
Stormy Bennett, great guitar player.
Stormy.
Happy birthday to you. Andrew Heumann celebrates a birthday.
Fine human.
On Wednesday. Thursday, Tess Moore. Known her forever.
Yeah?
She's never aged in all the years I've known her. Another gal who has never aged. I met her when I was doing Mineral Area College basketball. She was a freshman at MAG, fresh out of Ellington High School, and she was taking tickets at the front gate. But Jessica Barnes celebrates a birthday on Thursday. She's a school teacher over at Central now.
Yeah.
And just an awesome, awesome gal. Rusty Sansagraw with a birthday this week.
His granddaughter is also on the Ducks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that Lucy's team?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
The real athletes in the family?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Pastor James King, former pastor at St. Paul Lutheran Church, with a birthday this week. Pastor, good morning to you, or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. Sandra Enment, Mineral Area Office Supply.
Yay.
And Julie Sheets. We both know Julie very well.
Julie's great.
Now, do you
Former
remember
cheerleading coach at Mineral Area College? I know when I was calling the MAC ladies games that she was doing that then, and now she's worked her way up. Husband's a reality TV star. I mean, yeah.
Friday, speaking of stars, Haley Pirtle, who used to work at the radio station, celebrates a birthday. I'm sure that's from Bobby and the boys. I know Haley from when she was just a single gal, and now she's got two grown kids, and I can't figure out how that happened, because she still looks the same age.
Yeah, she does. She really does. We say that a lot, but Haley, yeah, she really does. She's got that fountain of youth going on for her. Also want to say happy birthday to Harold Stewart, who worked for a whole bunch of years. He always called me Josh. Yeah. And he did it on purpose, I think, too. I remember Scott Kabbalah put a picture of Harold up 20 years ago, and labeled it official poster boy of the AARP club. Yeah. And Harold got a kick out of that. So happy birthday to Harold. Happy birthday, Harold. My cousin, Joyce Park, celebrates a birthday this weekend. And she is a wonderful lady. And she was in Farmington for my big celebration over the weekend. Yeah. Ann Hart, married to Jim Hart. Yes. Pharmacist to the rich and famous. Happy birthday to you Saturday. Sarah Burke, married to Dave Burke, celebrating a birthday this weekend. Love the Burke family. They're so cool. Andy Files with a birthday on Saturday. Sunday, a girl I went to high school with, Lisa Baker.
celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Lisa, married to Greer. Kevin Engler.
Yeah.
As he said in our first podcast, he's a farmer. Farmer this, farmer that, farmer everything. Glenda Sadler, married to Jack Sadler.
First person that hired you or interviewed you at J98.
Right. That's right. Happy birthday to you, Glenda, and Carol Faircloth. Happy birthday to you, young lady. And I know you have others as well.
I do. A couple belated birthdays that were revealed to the Parkland podcast through our Facebook page. Grayson Solons had a birthday on June 10th. Your grandpa wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Grayson. Hope it's great. And Gracie Miller had a birthday on June the 11th. She wanted us to wish her a happy birthday. So
happy birthday, Gracie.
Monday, June 17th, I have former KFMO employee Tammy Chapman. Tammy worked at that radio station for a long, long time. On Tuesday, former KFMO employee Matt Sharp with a birthday.
He's a big, tall guy.
He is very tall. Matt's about 6'6", 6'7". We'd film those recaps afterwards, and like he'd be way up here. And I literally one time at Farmington High School was like, dude, you need to stand on one level smaller while we film this. And I'm not a short guy either, so.
Yeah, he reminds me of a guy named Byron Wilson who played basketball at Mineral Area College, and I interviewed him after a game where he hit the game-winning shot. 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". And when I did the interview on the court at the Bob Seacrest Field House, I think I threw my shoulder out as I had to lift the microphone up like this just to reach his mouth so he could talk.
Happy birthday, Matt. Wednesday, you mentioned Stormy Bennett. Dave Barnes, sound engineer and bass player. Dave has a fantastic year, and he has a birthday on Wednesday. Thursday, you mentioned Julie and Jessica. Friday, you mentioned Haley. How about Becky Petty of LaRue Springwater? Becky's had some real nice things to say about us on the Facebook, right?
Love Becky Petty. I first met her when she got involved with her mom in the Relay for Life.
Yes.
And they did a lot of great work over the years with that. And LaRue Water, I love LaRue Water.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Happy birthday, Becky. Saturday, a lady near and dear to my heart, Kayla Lowry, the social media manager of the Parkland podcast. She's the theater director at Farmington High School. She's my wife. She's going to be 40 years old on Saturday. Happy birthday, Kayla.
And if Jason isn't around for the next podcast, we'll know that Kayla heard him say she's 40, and Jason will be somewhere in a local cemetery.
Happy birthday also on Saturday as well to my cousin-in-law, Danielle Rediker. She's a Walgreens pharmacist, Disney World expert, and big time over at St. Paul Lutheran School.
She is a sweetheart. I see her and her husband and the three girls there. And Danielle, it's a good thing you had that third daughter. Otherwise, she would be the shortest person in her family.
For now.
She's a wonderful gal, though.
Yeah, Danielle's awesome. Happy birthday, cuz. The Reverend Alan Berry, Farmington pastor, the oldest of the Berry brothers, celebrating a birthday Saturday.
I used to go have lunch with Alan and his beautiful wife, and oh gosh, the youngest daughters would come up, and now the youngest daughter is married and I think pregnant with her second
Elena,
child,
just about ready to.
But she was just a little curly-haired kid sitting in a crib while we were eating Pasta House at the time.
Wow.
Back when I first met them.
Happy birthday, Alan.
And they got engaged on the radio on KREI.
Oh, Elena and
No. Alan.
Oh, Marilyn and Alan got engaged on KREI.
Yes.
Really?
He proposed to her at our studios.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were in the Nutcracker last year together, and Alan and I spent a lot of, you get a lot of downtime when you're doing stuff like that, and we talked a lot, and he told me about how Marilyn was a model in a commercial that ran like in the Cape area for a mattress company, and she was in like a silky dress, like a Greek goddess, and like all these dudes in togas were carrying her into the room. And Alan said he remembers seeing that commercial and saying, "Man, I got to ask that girl out." And then ultimately he pulled off the feat.
Alan said, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
Which is not something you hear from most pastors.
Right, yeah. But it worked out okay. So very, very cool. Lisa Brown, the Karen Carpenter of the Baby Boomers concert, works at Centene. She has a birthday on Saturday as well. Sunday, you mentioned Kevin Engler, our first guest, the St. Francois County clerk, and Rose Edwards from the River Worship Center. Back whenever she was Rose Fulton, she had pretty much all of the North County track records, anything sprint-wise. Great athlete, great singer, and doing a great job at the River Worship Center there in downtown Park Hills.
And of course, if you have a birthday or a wedding anniversary, feel free to text either Jason or myself or put it on our Facebook page. We would love to announce it on the radio. We do these on a weekly basis, so just get it to us like a week or two in advance.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's shift now to talk about events happening in the Parkland, and lots happening. We'll get a really good up-close and personal look at the St. Francois County Fair coming up in just a little bit, as there'll be one of our interviews in the back half of the Parkland podcast today. But first, I want to start with the produce distribution from local farms that is put together by the St. Francois County Health Department. That's going to happen on June 17th from 3 to 5 o'clock.
Yeah, if you need more information on that, you can talk to Brianna Griffin at the Health Center. And by the way, they also have vouchers that'll be available toward the end of this month. This works through a grant from the United Way of St. Francois County. Brianna has done a fantastic job of putting this together over the past several years, and I don't remember the exact amount on these certificates that you can get, but you can take them to the Farmington or Park Hills Farmers Market, and you can trade them in for fresh produce. And again, these are available. There are maybe a few requirements that you need to meet, so just call the Health Center on West Main Street in Park Hills. Brianna or anyone there can give you all the information on that.
And again, that event happening June 17th from 3 to 5 o'clock. Fredericktown Lions Club Rodeo is Friday and Saturday at the Lions Club Rodeo grounds. That's on Highway 00 near the airport. I know I've done a lot of broadcasts from that rodeo over the years. I'm sure you've done one or two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
One year they had a traveling rodeo act that was rhesus monkeys and sheepdogs. And they would get out there, and the monkeys would like whistle, and I mean they got kind of mean at times, and they would get these animals all grouped together, and they'd do all kinds of tricks. And I remember interviewing the dude that was like in charge of it, and he said on J98 on the air, "I love these monkeys just as much as I would if I had my own children."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so there you go. I don't know if he's going to be there this weekend, but you never know. That's always a great time. Fredericktown Lions Club Rodeo Friday and Saturday
For
night.
the record, you love your children more than monkeys.
I do love my children more than monkeys.
Okay.
Although these monkeys were really cool. Bonterre Park with a movie in the park that's happening on June 21st. Bros of Tucker Band, Desloge Park on June 21st. The Park Hills Leadington Chamber of Commerce Firecracker Run. They're going out with a bang, happening on June 29th. Did you know this was it? This is the last year of this event?
No, I did not.
Yeah. No more Firecracker Run. This is the last one. So hopefully we'll be speaking with Tammy Coleman from the Park Hills Leadington Chamber to talk about that and some other things. Hot wing eating contest will be happening in conjunction with that in downtown Park Hills on the 29th. We got the St. Joseph Parish Picnic Saturday the 29th and Sunday the 30th happening there at St. Joe's in Farmington. That's always a great time. And 4th of July celebrations will be here before you know it. Bonterre, Park Hills, Farmington, Bismarck. We are pretty sure I know we're doing some kind of fireworks display. And then Big River Chautauqua will be rolling in July 25th through the 27th, and we'll have more information on that.
And also, just to mark it down, coming up later this summer, I think I should remember the date because I'm involved in it, but the Farmington Regional Chamber is going to have their annual golf tournament.
Ooh, yeah.
And it'll be held at Crown Point this year. And if you need more information on that, you can contact Candy or Dina at the Farmington Chamber if you want to get a team or be a sponsor.
Great. All these events and more are happening. And again, keep liking, subscribing, following the Facebook page so that we can get that information out to you.
Yeah, send it to us. We don't know everything.
We don't.
Most things, but not everything.
We got a couple of ideas, but also, Matilda, July 17th, the Mineral Area Fine Arts Association. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Academy, Fine Arts Academy, Matilda. Okay, so and we'll talk to Jason Carr when that gets closer as well. All right, time for a commercial break. When we come back, we will be joined by St. Francois County Sheriff Dan Bullock. He's running for re-election in the August 6th primaries, and he'll be our guest next on the Parkland Podcast. Back on the Parkland.
Imagine a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Podcast as we continue to talk to folks running for election in the August primary in St. Francois County. Our first candidate today, probably a pretty experienced guy when it comes to sheriffing, St. Francois County Sheriff Dan Bullock. Thanks for joining the Parkland Podcast.
Good morning, Jason. Mark, good to see you.
Good to interview you. It's been a while. A lot going on. And of course, this big election. Before we get into that, maybe folks don't know who Dan Bullock is. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your experiences in law enforcement.
Well, I've been in law enforcement since 1981 when I first started about 43 years ago. Started out under the old longtime Sheriff Ken Buckley. Back then, not like today, I come in on Friday evening, talk to the sheriff. He said, "Do you have a gun?" I said, "Well, yes, I do." He said, "Bring it Monday morning. You're hired." So you raise your right hand, get swore in. That's how he started out being a law enforcement officer back in those days.
Things have changed.
They've changed considerably since then. And I worked for the county for several years there. Left here and went to the city of Bismarck as an officer and then chief of police there. Come back to the county under Sheriff Buckley as a sergeant and then the chief deputy. Chief deputy under Jack Cade when Sheriff Buckley got beat. And in 1992, I ran against Sheriff Cade, and the rest is history. The last 32 years, I've been your sheriff here.
Wow. You come from a family of law enforcement.
I do. My father was a police officer in the city of Bonne Terre back in the 60s. He was also a deputy sheriff under Sheriff Buckley and sheriffs prior to him. And then my brother is chief of police in Desloge, has been for I don't even know how long, 40 years.
I don't know if he knows either.
He may not. And, of course, my youngest brother is chief of police here in Farmington. Brother Tim was a Flat River officer back in those days. My son was chief of police in Bismarck and also worked in Leadington. And cousins and aunts and uncles. Got a great uncle that was police chief in Mayfield, Kentucky for 30 some odd years. So family's been there, either railroad or police.
I know you have some pointed questions you want to ask Jason, but I guess the one thing I want to know about to start things off is you weren't going to run for another term, and then you decided to the last election, and it's pretty much the same thing with this election. What happened to make you think, no, I'm going to seek another term?
Well, and I can explain that, and it almost is the same thing that happened last time. Is I talked to all 3 candidates that were talking about running. In fact, they were sitting in these chairs right where you're at. Said, leave me out of it. Go ahead and run. I'm probably going to retire. Just leave me and my department out of it. Well, that didn't happen. And I kept seeing things on social media, and people keep coming to me saying that they're bad-mouthing the department, which reflects directly back on me. And I talked to my wife, and we finally decided we're just going to do it.
Was that an easy decision? I mean, I would think that, you have a lot of hobbies and things that you'd like to tackle, and you obviously know the rickers of this job. How hard of a decision was that to make?
It was tough, and me and my wife talked about it for a long time. She's one of my biggest supporters, and not real big supporter of me this time. Don't know who she's going to vote for this time, but we did talk it over considerably, and she said, whatever you want to do. She's never had to put up with me 24/7, so she may want me to find a job at a door greeter or something if I do retire. But we have a few old cows, a few horses, and have a little farm up in the north end of the county. And of course, I like to hunt and fish and do things like that. So I can find things to do if I need to.
What are you most proud of accomplishment-wise during your tenure as sheriff?
Well, one thing is this building. Mm-hmm. We were in an old jail. It was built in 1871. Jesse James was robbing banks and trains in the area when it was built. And it was about to be shut down by the federal government because it was so old and outdated. So we went to the taxpayers and asked for sales tax to build a new facility with. We built this facility in 1994, 95, moved in 96, and it was a state-of-the-art facility back then.
A lot of folks these days are talking about the situation with the missing documents. What can you say about that?
Yes, and to clear that up, there are no missing documents. We have all the documents. We recovered all those. We paid a company to go in and dig those things up, and we have them. Problem is we cannot access them. Now, the old records management company that we had, which was Spillman, they don't use that old program from back in 1996 anymore, so they haven't been able to get them either, where we can access them. We do have them. We recovered everything, and we're still working on getting those back.
What's the process for the future to make sure all that information is safe?
Well, and we had a system, and we had a server and a backup server at that time, as some kind of, I don't know, a humongous coincidence. Our server failed. Should have went right directly to the backup server. It did. It failed. We were within 3 or 4 days of we'd already bought a new server and having the system redone, because it's quite expensive thing. We've been several years trying to get there. Big coincidence.
What's the latest with your former deputy who is now looking at legal proceedings?
Well, I haven't been told much of anything on it. I have left that all to the Division of Drug and Crime Control with the state of Missouri, so that it doesn't look like there's any improprieties. We did assist in getting him arrested and picking up the equipment that they needed to finish their investigation, but that's as far as I know on it right now.
What did you think when you first found out about all this? These are your guys and your gals here. You know them all. You trust them all. When you find out somebody's doing something like that, what went through your mind?
Well, in the first place, it was almost unbelievable. I couldn't hardly believe it, but I seen it right there in front of my eyes. They come and showed me. Of course, I knew they were going to serve a search warrant. They showed me what they'd found, and we immediately made arrangements for him not to work here anymore. And and then help them to take him into custody without any kind of incident. He's also one of our canine handlers, so we had to go in and take custody of that dog and all that equipment too.
People worry about these kind of situations when they pop up, whether some are blowing out of proportion or whether they hit right to the truth. What do you want to say to the people of St. Francois County about these issues?
Well, and since he has been arrested, we have found out a lot of information. But back when we were doing a background check on this individual and trying to find out things from even other agencies, it wasn't out there. We thought we were hiring him and he was in good standing. He should make a good officer. Didn't happen that way.
Looking ahead to the future re-election, what are some goals or things that you would like to see happen if the voters grant you another term?
Well, and we have already started doing some things. Of course, we got the Prop P passed, and we were getting that money coming in. We're starting to add deputies. We've added 10 road officers like we promised the public we would do. We've got some updated equipment. We now have a drone, and we have a pilot for that, and teaching a second pilot for that. State-of-the-art drone. I mean, they've come a long ways with those things. Never had one before, so things like that. We're going to continue that, updating our fleet of cars. My mechanic out here takes care of 105 vehicles, servicing them, put brakes on them, motors, transmissions, everything. So that's a big job, and hopefully we can get some newer vehicles, so not so much work on them.
So if you were to win the election this year, let's find out right now, will this be your last term?
I'm saying, yeah, this is probably, my wife says she's going to burn the signs after this time. So I'll be out in the yard painting new signs on pieces of plywood or something, or I'll be playing with the cows and sitting in the rocking chair.
There you go. Lastly, your chance to tell the voters of St. Francois County why they should check your check your name.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
No, I have been your sheriff here for 32 years. I've served the public for 43 years here in the county, and I think I have a very good staff working for me. Not the smartest guy in the world, but I hire good people, make good decisions. It's like this computer you see sitting there on my desk. Without these young guys, I just have to sit down and cry, because they keep me up on it and teach me and show me how to use it. And when I can't find what I need, they come in and get it for me. So it's great. But I think we've done a good job. We brought the Mineral Area Law Enforcement Academy to the county. I was much involved in that. Backstoppers, of course, our Shop with a Cop program we're very proud of. There. The new Explorer post we just started, we have going now, debuted in the Country Days Parade, marching, carrying the flags. A lot of things going on, and we want to continue that.
Very good. Mark, do you have anything else?
Sheriff, good luck in your campaign.
Thank you. Vote Dan Bullock, August 6th. Thank you.
All right, there you go. That's Dan Bullock, St. Francois County Sheriff, running for re-election and then part of the Parkland podcast.
Imagine
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Time now to discuss Fair Week on the Parkland podcast here, and we are joined today here at the barn by Chastity Corbin with the St. Francois County Fairboard. She's on the marketing committee, and then we also have Ann Goodman of the St. Francois County Fairboard, and she is the third vice president. Thank you so much for joining us on a very busy Fair Week. I know you're probably running all over the place doing so many things right now.
It tends to get a little hectic.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Chastity, you're pretty new to the fair, but Ann, you've been involved with this for a bunch of years, haven't you?
I've been involved with the rodeo for a bunch of years. I've just been on the fair board 2 years, maybe 3 now, actually on the fair board.
What do you like best about it?
It keeps me busy.
What drew you to it, Chastity?
Well, I was actually talking to them about marketing and advertising because that's my real job. And whenever I stepped in, they had some questions. And basically, I kind of work out of town and I'm not here a lot. And I could see they needed a hand. And I thought, sounds like a really neat passion project for the community with a lot of opportunity to grow. And I just kind of accidentally ended up there, but happy I am. So, yeah.
Jason, this fair has been around a long time.
It sure has, and very historic, one of the longest running fairs in the state of Missouri. A few years back, it was moved up to June in order to make things a little better for some of the FFA contestants so that they were more in line with what would happen at the state level. And it's kind of found a spot now where it is in June. And all the old familiar events are back, plus there's some new ones coming up this year as well. So let's kind of just work our way down the calendar, if you don't mind. Let's start with Monday. Monday is a free admission day. The County Fair Queen and Little Miss contest will take place, and basically that just kind of sets up the full week of the fair, doesn't it?
Oh, it absolutely does. When they crown the 2 queens, they're involved the rest of the week with every event. They get their picture taken a lot.
And I remember from all our years of broadcasting from the fair, wear comfortable shoes, I think, is your advice to them.
That's good advice for everybody.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. So our queen will be crowned on Monday. On Tuesday, again, free admission happening. And really, this is where the livestock gets underway. And this is where the 4-H participants from all over the county will start to bring their animals in, right?
Right. It's a busy day out there Tuesday.
Yeah,
a lot of activity.
We have the steer weigh-in, the ultrasounds for steers and swine, the cured meats, and all the building exhibit judging takes place.
Now, before we get into any more, one thing I think we really need to point out, this fair is all about the kids. Kids really take the spotlight, don't they?
Oh, they absolutely do. They work on these projects, if not year-round, for 6 to 8 months at a time. They're very involved.
And they don't mind if you come up and talk to them about their livestock exhibit at all.
Oh, no. No, they're especially livestock, the cattle, the hogs, sheep, goats. They're very proud of those animals.
Well, they ought to be, right?
They should be, absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. We move on to Wednesday. Wednesday is the final free admission day, and a lot of the events will start with the judging after 4 o'clock. 5:30 is the Super Farmer Contest. Somebody should make a reality show out of this event because basically, Mark, it's just a competition of farmer activities and like pick up these bales and move them over there, get this tractor and do this. Super Farmer Contest happening 5:30. And then I guess Wednesday night, Chastity, I believe, is whenever the carnival opens up and folks can start riding rides.
Yeah, and like I said, it's my first year, but yes, Wednesday it opens up at, is it 4:30, Ann? 6 o'clock. So yeah, 6 o'clock, come out and join the carnival. It's free for anyone to come in. You will have to buy wristbands for the carnival. But other than that, you can come in and kind of take a look at the fairgrounds, walk around, see what we've got going on. Mm-hmm. Crafts will open up that day as well, most of them. and food booths.
Oh, food.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wednesday, a great time to come out in the 4-H and open horse show happening that evening as well. Then we move on to Thursday. All the FFA barns are open. They'll have barrel horse racing, an exhibition that starts at 3 o'clock. And then that's the night of the Sale of Champions. And I know we talked about that a little bit before we went on the air. Talk a little bit about the Sale of Champions. These people come in and they're treated very well, and they get to really interact with these young people, don't they?
Oh, they absolutely do. At 5 o'clock, we have our buyer's social. So we feed them, give them food and water.
Right? Just like an animal, we got to make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah,
Yes.
just take care of them. And then at 6 o'clock, the sale starts.
Yeah. And so this is a really, really big event, and sometimes it gets a little competitive, especially I've noticed with the banks. It seems like they like to bid against each other a little bit, which again it helps out the 4-H club and the fair.
Oh, yes. A little competitiveness during the sale is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
And we're talking big money with the Sale of the Champions. This isn't like, $50 here, $100 there. This is big money.
This is very big money, especially on the beef side of it. Well, I mean, it goes all the way beef down to the hams and bacons.
Absolutely. Barrel horse racing show that night as well. That's at 6:30. And just wanted to make sure we double check to mention the gates open at 4 on Thursday. Admission is $5, and if you're 5 and under, it's free. Thursday is the first day that admission will be charged. Then on Friday, again, the gates open at 3 o'clock. Admission is $15 for adults. If you're 12 to 6, it's $9, or still 5 and under are free for Friday. Big events on Friday include the cowboy mounted shooting, the dog show and petting zoo, the carnival. We got the lawnmower pulls. We have bull riding happening. Tell us a little bit, Ann, about LJ Jenkins bull riding and what's going to happen there.
Well, this is strictly a bull riding event, and it's run a little bit different than a rodeo.
Okay.
LJ does not bring in any stock of his own. He contracts the bulls. So you will have each contractor bringing in 2 bulls and 2 riders that fit these bulls. And we had him last year, and it was a phenomenal event. And it's strictly bull riding. They're basically entry-level PBR guys. Mm-hmm. The bulls are good, the riders are good, and it's a good time.
I want to talk a little bit more about cowboy mounted shooting in just a second, but Chastity, I know one group you're especially really pleased to have a part of the fair this year is Discover Farmington.
Yes, we do. We appreciate all of our sponsors, but Discover Farmington really stepped up this year to partner with us on our growth objectives for the community over the next couple of years. This year, they're holding a couple different events, with it being the 150th annual. They've partnered with Help the Hungry out of the county, and we are going to have an old-fashioned pie contest that will be held Saturday. So Friday, be baking some of your pies if you've got a good old-fashioned recipe Grandma has stashed away. We'll have everyone check in to the fairgrounds at 9:45 with their pies, and we'll have them judged at around 10. There's cash on the line. There's quite a few $100s in prizes. And then you can buy pieces of the winning pies after. So win an award, win some money, sell some pie, all benefits Help the Hungry put on and organized by Discover Farmington. And then later on, of course, we have the pie in the face, which Mark, I hope everyone goes finds Mark's jars and puts some money in it so I can put a pie in his face, or someone can.
How many pies does he get in his face? That's what I'm curious
just the
about.
One. Just the one. And I don't know if everyone knows
it's a really big one.
We're going to make sure it's a good-sized pie, but we've had the benefit of having Mark as our MC this year for our concert on Saturday night.
All right.
So he is going to be dual jobbing. If he wins that pie in the face over the mayor or someone like Tim Morgan or some of the other contestants, he'll be emceeing getting a pie in the face, introducing a band, and then having to wash off before the next. So props to you, Mark. You know what? You're always such a great sport.
By the way, my money's on Rocky Good. He's got connections I can't touch. Pastor at New Heights Church. But anyway, I want to go back to cowboy mounted shooting.
Yeah.
Now, and when that event first came up, I remember when it first came to the fair, and it was kind of a fun event, but that whole idea of cowboy mounted shooting has really taken on a life of its own, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. It's a Missouri Big Irons event, and this event is going to benefit the Pink Penguin Project.
A great organization.
Absolutely. And they did last year and did very well, and they're looking to really up the ante this year.
Great.
Very cool. And as we mentioned, Discover Farmington, we have live music. Discover Farmington sponsoring the stages on Friday night. And Keegan Booyer will be performing along with Shane Kesey. Shane will be the later act, Keegan the earlier act. And so if folks maybe don't want to check out the bull riding, they have musical entertainment going on at the same time. And those events are included in the gate admission, right?
Correct.
All right, very good. Finally, Saturday, as we wrap up the 150th annual edition of the St. Francois County Fair, we have admission of $18. If you're 6 to 12, it's $9. And again, kids 5 and under are free for the fair. We mentioned the pies. That's going to take up a lot of cool parts of the day. The carnival will open at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Other events include the kids' tractor pull, youth livestock, lead line classes, police dog demonstration, and then we have the Discover Farmington main stage with Noah Meese performing beginning at 5 o'clock, followed by the Justin Heskett Band and the Canyon featuring Shannon Cox, Hunter Hathcote, and then finally Tracy Bird headlining at 8:30 on that Discover Farmington main stage. I know there have been a lot of people excited about Tracy Bird coming to Farmington again to perform at the fair.
And just remember, if you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.
That's what all the police officers say as you're leaving there. But really neat. I'm really glad that we got a big performer in addition to these great local performers.
And don't forget the Piece de Resistance, the fireworks grand finale. I know you've put a lot of work into that.
Yes. Yes.
You've been making fireworks for a long time, been mixing the powders and stuff. Yeah.
Big company coming in.
I believe Jerry's Fireworks is sponsoring that.
Hey, great. I know a guy that works for Jerry's.
I do too.
Very good. Yes.
We also have a good old boys bush truck pull.
Ah, yes. And that'll be happening on Saturday.
It's going to be busy Saturday night.
I love the idea of the police dog demonstration. If you've never seen a police dog demonstration, you're in for a treat because these animals can do some really crazy things. And it's really funny because when they're actually doing their demonstrations, they look like the most vicious dogs in the world. But after it's over, if you have like a little dog treat or something, that dog will jump up on you and lick you. They're great.
Yeah, my son-in-law is actually a canine officer.
Really?
So
You know these things.
So you know that the dog is different than when it's on duty.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Like the guys.
And don't forget about the infamous bite in the biscuits fiasco with the St. Francois County Sheriff's Department.
Oh my gosh.
That's for a different podcast.
That is definitely for a different podcast.
It really is.
SFCfairgrounds.org is the website. Chastity, real quickly, wanted to ask you about advance passes. There's a small window. Folks can still get those passes to the fair.
Yeah, you can buy advance tickets throughout the fair, but if you want season passes, you can go online, order them by Tuesday, and that'll cover you for the whole week at a highly discounted rate than if you're buying daily. So I would recommend going on Monday, Tuesday, ordering your passes. You'll be lined up for the fair, and you will save a lot of money preemptively and time because it gets you right in the gate. You don't have to fight the window for tickets or anything as well. So that is you just go to the Fairgrounds website, fscfairgrounds.org, and you can order tickets there. Then we have VIP tickets for Tracy Bird still. I and get some of, get those while they last. They've been selling very fast, so I jump on that, and you'll be right up front. And then we'll be doing a promotion as well on social. Probably work it out with you guys where be watching our Facebook pages, both the podcast and the fair, and we'll be giving away a pair of meet and greets for Tracy Bird. So we've got a lot going on. And big thank you to some of our other sponsors like Griffin Automotive and Triple Creek Realty, along with Discover Farmington. We have a slew of them. We'd have to have a whole podcast.
The sponsor podcast.
Yeah, the sponsor podcast. We just want to thank those guys, though, because a local community event like this, it takes a village. People don't realize the Fairboard is completely nonprofit, so we live off ticket sales and those sponsorships. No money coming in from the state and no other way. So it really does take this community to make this event happen. So we appreciate those guys, and go to our website, check them out, shop there, thank them for the fair. 150 years is a pretty big deal.
Yes, it is. I was just a kid back then.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet, but I was getting there.
We've been in radio that long.
Yeah,
well, you have. I'm going on about 100.
Combined,
It's radio years. There's dog years and there's radio years, right? Okay.
All right,
I'm at 150. I'm at 100.
Chastity's warming up now.
Very good. Anything else that we need to get out there information-wise to make sure folks are ready for the fair this week?
Wear comfortable shoes.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
And dress comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, probably going to be hot.
It's supposed to.
And don't forget the exhibition barn, too, because there's great exhibits in there. People sleep on that, but that's really a neat place, too.
Yes, it's the Martin Johns exhibit building, and will be right in front of you when you come in the gates. And that's where all the 4-H exhibits are that are like gardening and home ec, photography, crafts, that kind of stuff.
And will the kids be selling food again this year? 4-H
Yes,
kids?
4-H food stand is in the same building.
Okay.
Excellent. Very, very good.
Could I just mention that there's still also sponsorships available?
Absolutely.
If there are businesses that want to come out and be involved in some capacity, there's some very affordable things. They can reach out to us on Facebook, and we can get back with them on that as well.
Yeah.
You bet. And again, the website, sfcfairgrounds.org, sfcfairgrounds.org. It is the 150th edition of the St. Francois County Fair, and it starts Monday all the way through Saturday, June 22nd. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Joining us here on the Parkland Podcast, Chastity Corbin and Ann Goodman from the St. Francois County Fair. All right, again, thanks to the St. Francois County Fairboard for joining us here inside the barn, our first in-barn guest, right?
Imagine a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be great, the fair this week. And hopefully by the next time we talk, I'll have a pie in my face.
Yeah. Give us the details again about that real quick.
Just
Where can they do
basically,
it?
we've got collection boxes set up everywhere. And first place is $500. Second place is $300. Third place is $200, raising money for Help the Hungry Bake Sale, as well as a charity of your choice.
And again, the Pasta House, you're going to...
Pasta House Spokes and the Farmington Senior Center.
Great. Perfect. Make a donation there. St. Louis Cardinals at record time coming off, taking 2 of 3 from the Pirates. Again, still kind of hovering in that big clump now, which is the National League Central Division, with the exception of Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's saving our season right now. Is other than Milwaukee, everybody else stinks too.
Absolutely. Do you think the Cardinals are going to make any moves? I think they'll do something. Will it be exciting? Probably not.
Yeah. I'm taking a wait-and-see approach.
Yeah. Lucy's softball team, the Ducks, continue to struggle. They lost to the Central Lady Rebels this week by a score of 10-0. Lucy did have the only hit for the
Go
Ducks.
Ducks, go
week.
Lucy.
So way to go. Also, news this week, Carrie Shepard hired as the new Mac Ladies basketball coach. And you can check out her full interview on Knuckleball Primetime right here on the Barn Podcast Network.
Another shout out to Chad Winch and the folks at the Barn for letting us be here today. Check out all the different podcasts that he helps originate.
Yeah, all kinds of them right here. Cool song recommendations.
Yes.
As being DJs, you know, our opinion matters about music. And I think this is really, really neat. Give me a song and an album. I guess start off with the song. Tell us about a song that you really, really dig.
Great artist from the past. I just heard this song a couple of weeks ago. Michael Stanley Band, Rosewood Bitters. One of my all-time favorite songs. I love it. In fact, I had to play it like 3 or 4 times in a row when I listened to it last. That's my song pick. My album pick goes back to the 1970s because I am old. Spartacus from a group called Triumvirate. They're from Germany.
Oh.
It's a concept album about Spartacus, the Roman slave. Every song on it is fantastic. Those would be my 2 picks.
Wow.
You won't be disappointed.
I was like, you know, expecting like some obscure Garth Brooks or something. Wow. Who did Garth Brooks when he put out the rock album? What was his name?
Dwight something or other.
No. Oh, that's right, Chris Gaines.
Yes,
Chris Gaines. And you were in country radio when that happened. Was that pushed at J98?
Oh yeah, we played his songs. The funny thing about that was, it's such a disappointment. It's such a flop. It sold like 3-4 million copies. So we should all have such flops, right?
Yeah, no kidding. We'll take a flop like that for this podcast.
Yeah.
Song-wise, I'm going to go Electric Light Orchestra. For me, they just keep getting better and better with age. I love what they do with their music, and Tightrope is my favorite ELO song.
Love ELO. I roll over Beethoven for me.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, but Tightrope is really good too.
It used to be the introduction music for the morning drive on KFMO when I was the host. I'd play that beginning, you know, dun, 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 dun.
Nice.
Good stuff. And then as far as albums go, I'm going to go to the early 2000s and a band, Cake, who had a lot of success commercially. Comfort Eagle is the album that I'm going for with that. Good solid start. I think 2006 roughly is when that album came out, and one that I really, really enjoy. Although I'm getting a look at, I might have the date wrong on that.
Thank you again to everybody who has gotten back to us about the Parkland podcast. It's overwhelming, and we love each and every one of you.
Absolutely. Coming up on the next edition, which would be episode 3, we'll have Jeff Kreitz, who's running for St. Francois County Sheriff, as we'll continue those reports. And we'll have a recap of your big retirement party, or your welcome to podcasting party, whatever you want to call it.
Combination thereof, yes.
Yeah. So we'll have a recap of that and all kinds of fun stuff. Mark, thanks. This one's been even more fun than the last.
Jason, you do a great job. You're the brainchild, you and your wife. We got to give Kayla some love here. You guys are the brainchilds behind this. I'm just along for the ride.
Well, we're using that voice and that face to our advantage.
After 40 years, It's about time somebody did.
Thanks for listening to the Parkland Podcast, brought to you by The Barn. Have a great day.